time and a place for everything. I'm not gonna say he's right and I'm not gonna say he's wrong. You know, but it's so crazy. When he spoke about it, I could have easily came out and said, yeah, you spoke about it. I ain't have to say nothing.
I think it's dangerous for him to go back in there and fight Lamont. I think Lamont is a hell of a fighter. I can see that going left. So he better be on his A game.
YouTube, we're back again with some more boxing news in the boxing world. We got some breaking news. Gary Jonas, Lamont Roach's promoter, says this rematch is a done deal.
Floyd Mayweather has stirred the boxing world once again, this time by issuing a strong warning to his former protege Gervonta Tank Davis, urging him to think twice and possibly withdraw from his upcoming rematch with Lamont Roach. Known for his sharp instincts in and out of the ring, Mayweather's words have fueled speculation among fans and analysts alike. Many are now questioning whether there is more to this fight than the public realizes, and what inside information Mayweather might have that prompted such a dramatic statement.
I think Lamont Roach is a terrific fighter. He might be a little over his head with Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis is, I mean, to say the least, he's a beast. He really is. He's a tremendous fighter. He's a dedicated fighter when it comes to training and fighting and making sure that he's in optimal conditions when he steps inside that squared circle. It's going to be a tough night for Roach, but you can never count him out. You know, watching him fight up close and personal, he's sneaky good, which means he can catch you at any time. He can land combinations sometimes at will, without you even knowing it. You know, he's that sneaky. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting. But you know, obviously Gervonta Davis has the experience, he has the knowledge, he has that mean streak in him that will take you out with any.
Davis is back in training camp, gearing up for his highly anticipated rematch with Lamont Roach Jr. set for August 16th in Las Vegas. This fight comes after their controversial draw earlier this year, which included a disputed non-knockdown in the 9th round that sparked heavy debate among fans and analysts. Determined to prove himself as the top fighter in the lightweight division, Davis is pushing hard in camp, sharpening both his physical conditioning and fight strategy. The first fight between Davis and Roach was surrounded by controversy, mainly because of what happened in the 9th round. Davis went down to a knee after a jab from Roach, saying grease from his hair treatment got into his eyes. Referee Steve Willis started a count but stopped halfway and let Davis go to his corner for help, something that isn't allowed during an active round. Many felt this should have been ruled a knockdown, which could have changed the result. The New York State Athletic Commission reviewed the situation but ultimately kept the original decision.
I don't know what the just happened. You're a referee. Y'all biggest. You should see what the going on. Why I would have, if I'm in the corner, I'm erratic in between rounds. What was your feeling in between rounds when you seen that?
We was going off. My my assistant coach, Ben Johnson, he was going off on him. Like, hey Steve, what the fuck is wrong with you? He was cursing him out and everything. He was like, that was a down. Yeah, like, he just stood off and waved us off, and he was like,
yeah, cause for me, one person would have been having to deal with Lamont, and the other would have been the whole 60 seconds.
Yeah, that's how I was. I was dealing with him, and my man Ben was dealing with the ref.
Right.
In their first fight, Lamont Roach showed impressive toughness and skill. He went head-to-head with Davis, taking his shots and firing back effectively. His strong defense and sharp counterpunching left a big impression on boxing fans, proving he is a serious threat in the ring.
What I didn't know is that once Lamont Roach stepped into the ring, he would be the bigger fighter. What I didn't know is that once he was in the ring and he looked like the bigger fighter, he fought like the bigger fighter, because, ladies and gentlemen, from opening bell, he walked right to Gervonta Davis, walked right to him, and stayed in his face all night long. If he backed up at all, ladies and gentlemen, it was 5% of the time. The other 95% of the time, he walked right to Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis caught him with some good shots. He took it and then gave it back. Body punches, counter punches, left hook, straight rights. This brother Lamont Roach can fight. And he's beautiful defensively as well. and seemed completely unfazed and undeterred by Tank Davis, a knock.
Lamont Roach made sure to include a rematch clause in his first fight contract, guaranteeing another bout if he lost or the match ended in a draw. This smart move showed his confidence and determination to get another shot if necessary. It proved he was thinking ahead both as a fighter and a businessman while showing faith in his own skills.
I just so happen to be a boxing fan that the fact that I do watch him fight, you know what I'm saying? Like, I really like boxing.
Are you open to immediate rematch?
In my contract, immediate rematch was signed. I signed for the immediate rematch when I signed for the first fight.
Right.
Just in case he lost or just in case it was a draw.
So when you got a rematch clause, how long we taking?
It's up to the A side and when they want to fight. So I'm thinking it's gonna be soon. I'm hoping it's gonna be soon. Let's say that.
What is soon to you? When you say soon to me, I'm thinking a month.
I'm thinking July.
I'm thinking July for sure.
Gervonta Davis is determined to set up a rematch with Lamont Roach, knowing his reputation took a hit after their first fight. He views this as an opportunity to show his dominance, settle the score, and re-establish himself as one of the best fighters in the world.
We gotta talk about it. We gotta talk about it. So Tank officially came out and says that he wants to put this rematch as early as May. Now, if that were to happen, Lamont Roach gets a second time to prove himself. Now, in my personal opinion, his stock has already risen. He is already notable. The fact that he went toe-to-toe with Tank on a decision that ended in a draw, whether he loses this second fight or not won't even matter. Because he's directly in line to go against the Keyshawn Davis, the Shakur Stevensons, and etc., the Devin Haney's, and etc. I can see him moving up and going against a Devin Haney or Ryan Garcia or somebody like that. So many people to fight. Lamont Roach has definitely proven himself. But let's talk about something else. And that is the hairstylist situation. In my humble opinion, I believe she should have been quiet. As a hairstylist, there was nothing for you to say. There was nothing for you to say. No fan in boxing was gonna look at them like, I don't want to braid my hair. No one would have said that. But she hurt herself when she came out and publicly made multiple claims, got all these receipts that no one needed, no one asked for, saying, oh, this had no grease or oil in it. No one cares. No one cares. Nobody even believes it. Sometimes it's best to remain quiet. But you guys let me know in the comments. Should she have remained quiet, or should she have did what she did, which is spoke up? You let me know.
However, Mayweather's caution toward Davis comes from both strategic and reputational concerns. He believes that taking the rematch right now could put Davis's undefeated record and status in the boxing world at unnecessary risk. Drawing from his own experience in handling high-stakes fights, Mayweather advises Davis to think carefully about the possible consequences before stepping back into the ring with Roach.
Here, because I have a lot of criticism for Gervonta Davis and Canelo Alvarez for the choice of opponents. But at least Gervonta Davis is doing the Mayweather. He's giving the immediate rematch.
Right.
You had a tough fight, you're doing the immediate rematch. I like it.
All right, so what I'm
I need to push back real quick.
Yeah, I knew you would. Go ahead.
Push back. I'm giving the guy credit.
I like Gervonta Davis. I know you talk a lot about his opponents and whatever, and you're talking about the Lamont Roach.
We're not going to go pick a...
But okay,
find me a less than a 10-1 underdog and he fought on pay-per-view.
Look, I'm talking about this fight right here. Look at the first fight. So picking Lamont Roach, you're saying, oh, he's basically cherry picking is what you're alluding to. He has a history with the guy. They've been in the gym together. They sparred together. They fought in the amateurs. He knew the level that Lamont brought. Also, Lamont's one of those guys. You ask anybody in the boxing world, they know how good Lamont is, and it's like his record. Leading up to him getting to the title shot or getting his title win, it's kind of like, the Jamel Herring fight's really hard to forget. He struggled with some guys that you wouldn't expect him to, but he's really come into his own because the guy who was in the gym that everybody saw coming up has been realized now. So I don't think Gervonta Davis was handpicking an easy guy in Lamont Roach. Stylistically, listen, Gervonta's team's not dumb. They look at what this guy can do and where he can give him troubles. And it certainly worked out that way. Did they overlook him a little bit in terms of being like, I beat him back then. He struggled here and there. I'm just too good. I'm on a different level. I think that Lamont really stepped up. So I'm going. Gervonta's that good, but guess what? So's Lamont.
So I was exaggerating. That's what you're saying. I'm exaggerating.
You tend to be hyperbolic at times, yes.
How dare he? How dare he?
Jeff Mayweather, Floyd's uncle, expressed surprise at the controversial ending of the first Davis versus Roach fight. He admitted he didn't expect the match to play out the way it did. While he remains a strong supporter of Gervonta Davis and doesn't view the outcome as a robbery, He acknowledged that Roach's performance affected Davis's image. Fighters who once feared Davis now seem more willing to challenge him, creating doubts about his dominance in the ring.
Jeff Mayweather here, the Mayweather Boxing Club. How are you doing, sir?
Okay.
You don't look okay.
No, well, I am.
All right, well, we got this potential rematch. Everybody wants to see Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach. First of all, are you surprised that everybody's wanting to see a rematch between these two? Because no one expected it to be a close fight in the first place.
That much is true. And me, myself, I mean, I'm a big Tank fan. And I was shocked. I was shocked at the outcome of the fight.
Who did you have winning the fight?
I had Roach winning the fight.
Do you consider robbery, or do you lean Roach and are cool with the draw?
I wouldn't say it was a robbery. I mean, the fight was close. But if I was a judge, I would have gave Roach the fight.
Some boxing analysts believe Gervonta Davis's intense preparation for his rematch with Lamont Roach could be the deciding factor after their controversial draw in the first fight. Davis has returned to training with renewed focus and determination. Experts point to his strict regimen, improved conditioning, and tactical adjustments as potential game changers. Known for his explosive power and sharp ring IQ, Davis is expected to enter the bout sharper and more driven. If his training translates into his performance, many believe he will not only win but also restore his dominance in the lightweight division.
Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach, the rematch is on. Lamont Roach fought a perfect fight. Gervonta didn't look so great. In the rematch, Gervonta can do a lot more better. Roach can't. Gervonta may win this one.
Teddy Atlas, one of boxing's most respected analysts, didn't mince words when assessing Gervonta Davis. In his view, Davis is a rare combination of athleticism, lightning-fast reflexes, and sharp, intelligent decision-making inside the ring. Atlas highlighted how Davis's exceptional ring IQ sets him apart from most fighters, with his precise timing, counterpunching skills, and mastery of angles making him one of the most efficient and dangerous boxers today. According to Atlas, Davis's deep understanding of the sport gives him a massive advantage over his opponents, an edge that could make him the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world right now. However, Atlas also suggested that Davis may have underestimated Lamont Roach in their first meeting, perhaps seeing him as just another routine opponent. That mindset, he believes, might have led to a less than optimal training camp and a performance that not only surprised fans but also exposed vulnerabilities few expected to see.
The way that he boxes, he's versatile. You know, he could do a lot of things. He could go get you. He's got the attitude of a fighter. He's not a huge puncher. Obviously, Tank Davis is the puncher in this, but Roach could go get you, but he could box. I think he's better served. He's got long arms, good length. He's better served. He's got a good boxing IQ, fundamentally solid. He's better served to box on the outside with the always dangerous Tank Davis. Box, see if he can get it done. Angles, pot shot, be disciplined enough to do that all night long. I think he should stay away from trying to go on the inside, which again, he's got the attitude of a real fighter, which you love. And I wouldn't be shocked if Roach said, oh no, I'm going to go inside sometimes. I don't know that would be the best choice. He knows how to do it if he wants to. At the end of the day, all of what I said, Bud, it's one thing that really makes the day. It's not because Tank Davis is just undefeated. It's not because Tank Davis is just a great puncher. He's just a full package. He's really, really the full. I don't make him pound for pound up there. He's up there in the top 5 pound for pound. I don't put him there because he's a puncher. I put him there because he is a complete darn fighter. He can go get you. He can fight in the trenches. He can go to the body, the head. He can use his legs when he has to. He can set traps. He can counterpunch.
However, that wake-up call appears to have completely transformed Davis's approach. This time he's all business. Experts have observed a new level of discipline and intensity in his training, something they say wasn't as evident before their first clash. Davis is preparing for this rematch as though he's facing a truly elite, top-tier opponent, and that renewed focus could spell serious trouble for Roach once the bell rings. On the other side, Lamont Roach is equally aware that his last performance, while impressive, won't be enough to secure victory this time. In recent interviews, he's made it clear just how seriously he's taking the rematch. Roach openly acknowledges that Tank is no pushover and stresses the importance of preparing for every possible scenario. He refuses to get complacent or overconfident, instead treating this bout as an entirely new challenge, one that demands his absolute best from start to finish.
Matches that you fought.
0.
What do you have to do to create enough separation where this don't happen again?
Whew, that's a good question. It's going to be based on my training camp. I have to push myself a little harder. If that didn't get me the win, and I have room. I definitely have room. I'm not going to lie, I have room.
You believe you fought the best Gervonta, or do you think he got some more gears?
100% full fact. I think he might have some more gears, but I fought the best Gervonta that night. I don't want people to get it misconstrued or whatever the case may be. He's a hell of a fighter. Hell of an IQ, great punching power, good speed, and a really good boxing ability. A lot of people underrate that. Don't think because of what I did, y'all think y'all can just go in there and think y'all can have the same night, you know what I'm saying, or do the same thing. He still will go upside your head and crack you, and you know what I'm saying, you might end up on the floor. Everybody not built the same, and that's what people get it messed up. He did a whole lot of things that was good in that fight, a whole lot, and I'm telling you right now, if he wasn't as good of a fighter as he was, that would have been, you know what I'm saying? I would have steamrolled him. Don't get that misconstrued. He's still the guy he is. It's just he ran into a guy that's on the same level.
However, many believe Gervonta Davis should avoid the rematch altogether, arguing that he may not be able to defeat Lamont Roach a second time. Critics point to their first fight as evidence that Roach has found ways to neutralize Davis's power and exploit his defensive lapses. Roach's disciplined performance, superior ring generalship, and ability to frustrate Davis have convinced some analysts that a rematch could expose even more weaknesses in Tank's style. With Davis's undefeated record on the line, skeptics warn that stepping back into the ring with Roach could be a career-altering risk. To steer his preparation in the right direction, Davis has brought in seasoned trainer Kenny Ellis, renowned for his disciplined methods and sharp boxing mind. Ellis has wasted no time in refining Davis's skill set. Observers have noted clear improvements. Davis is moving with greater precision, defending more efficiently, and unleashing crisper, more calculated combinations. Rather than simply patching up past mistakes, Ellis is elevating Davis's entire game, turning him into a more complete and adaptive fighter. His influence could prove pivotal as Davis works to overcome the challenges that Roach so effectively presented in their first encounter.
Out of character leading into the rematch, do you think, and this is what Mill City asked, do you think that is something you guys are taking in consideration in preparation for the fight? And what Kenny Ellis said was, look, man, we're not falling for the banana in the tailpipe. We know what Lamont Roach brings to the table, and he says that Lamont Roach is, we're not believing that he's out there drinking or blowing up a bunch of weight and all of that. You know, he says what most people say, hey, we're going to prepare for the best version of Lamont Roach that is going to, that'll come for us. But the way that he saw the fight coming out was he said he sees it like the fight before, a lot of really crisp shots landing. And the fight is going to be similar, but hey, the fight at the same time is going to be very different. Now, I just happen to have a very good friend named Phoenix the Assassin who breaks down fights for me. He's a trainer, got a world-class eye for fights. And what he speculated should be the difference between the first fight and the second fight for Gervonta is that Gervonta is going to need to spend a lot more time fighting on the outside and scoring points for a longer period of time on the outside, and then making sure that, and basically forcing Lamont Roach to try to initiate something with slower hands, score his points, and get out. And he said the reason that he believes that Lamont Roach would...
This bout is more than just a rematch. It's a personal mission for redemption. The draw in their previous encounter left a bitter taste, one Davis refuses to ignore. That disappointing outcome has become his driving force, transforming frustration into fuel. The sting of falling short of expectations is pushing him to train harder, dig deeper, and leave nothing to chance. Davis isn't merely preparing for another fight, he's fighting to restore his reputation. Every session in camp is treated like a make-or-break moment, an opportunity to reclaim control of the narrative and prove that he remains a dominant force in the lightweight division.
As a hairstylist, there was nothing for you to say. There was nothing for you to say. No fan in boxing was gonna look at that and be like, I don't want to braid my hair. No one would have said that. But she hurt herself when she came out and publicly made multiple claims, got all these receipts that no one needed, no one asked for, saying, oh, this it had no grease or oil in it. No one cares. No one cares. Nobody even believes it. Sometimes it's best to remain quiet. But you guys let me know in the comments. Should she have remained quiet, or should she did what she did, which is spoke up? You let me know.
Do you think Gervonta Davis should move forward with the rematch against Lamont Roach, or would that be a risky decision for him?